Hello, my name is Stein and I'm a composer for video games. Today I want to talk about the overture I made for Heartbound. I'm just going to play it first. So when I first asked Thor if I could work on Heartbound, this is the song I wrote as an example. And as you probably know, that went quite well. But right after that, what Thor asked me to actually write as the first song for Heartbound was the Overture. But this isn't actually the song we chose. So long story short, I actually made two different songs which are also meant to be overtures to Heartbound, but they aren't. The first song I wrote when Thor asked me to do the title screen for Heartbound was actually this. Yeah, that's very different from what it actually became. So I kind of wrote this to be a bit strange, a bit goofy, which Heartbound still is in a way. But what Thor told me was that it was way too active and it needed to be a lot more. I think the exact words he said, it needed to be chill, which made me write a different song because making this chill is not easy. So I just decided to do something completely different. And I'll show that now. So this still isn't the actual Heartbound overture. This is actually the second attempt at making the overture. Yeah, so again, a very different song, but still not the actual overture to Heartbound. Not really critique, but the response I got from Thor was that he really liked it, but I think he literally asked me, "Can you make it more like the song you wrote as an example?" So I basically asked, "Why don't we just use that exact song I used as an example?" And I did make a few changes, a few technical things, and one change I can't really show anymore because I don't think I've got it saved, is that I changed the lead instrument, because it used to be a strange stringy instrument, which I didn't really like because it had a bit of a cliche feel to it. So I changed it to horns. I'm just going to see if I can show the horns on their own. Interesting thing about the song as well is that I totally didn't label any of the instruments, so that's a bit of a problem. So I found the horns. The actual patch I used is a combination of horns, euphoniums, and I put the, I don't know how to pronounce that, a little belly instrument on top of it as well. So it sounds very pleasant and a lot more homey than the very attacky, stringy sound I had before. Because yeah, even though Heartbound is strange and weird and kind of scary, I thought it needed a bit of that homey timbre to it as well. I just solo the melody. Actually, piano as well, which plays the instrument on top of everything. It's a lot more subtle. It's just a bit of texture. You barely hear it in the full mix, probably. So yeah, that's the Heartbound Overture. I hope it was interesting to listen to. I don't know if there's anything else I can show about it. I mean, it's other than this, it's quite transparent. I think the start, if anyone's interested in what kind of sound this is, it's just an organ playing a really low note. What is maybe interesting about the organ actually, and the horn as well, is after I made this piece, it kind of became a base to the sound of Heartbound. So instruments that I prefer to use when I work on Heartbound include a lot of instruments I used in this. So if I want a song to sound particularly Heartboundy, I'm going to use either an organ, a horn, or a vibraphone. This is the vibraphone in this song. Really nice sound as well. For a lot of the soundtrack, I actually, when I compose and I think I need a belly sound to go over this, usually I pick one of the tens of belly sounds I've got. But for Heartbound, I try to kind of force myself when I can to use the vibraphone, so the song has more of the Heartboundy vibe. Which yeah, sometimes I can't actually use the vibraphone because it sounds totally not like what I'm trying to trying the song to sound like. But when I can, I do actually attempt to use instruments like the vibraphone or like the horn or the organ. So that's interesting as well. One more technical thing which might be cool is this part. Because this was different in the first version. Because I think at first it sounded like this. Which is, I basically put a crash cymbal over it, and that has to do with the looping of the song at the end as well. There's like a kind of a build-up, because looping songs like this is kind of difficult because there's so much echoes and tails and space. So when you try to loop a song and you don't take that echo to the front of the song, it sounds like it's cut off. So that's the one technique, just to take the echo to the front of the song. But because this song has an intro, that's not going to work as well either, because either the intro is going to play and then it's going to go to a part where there's suddenly a tail of the end of the song, which is not supposed to be there, or there's no tail at all, which won't sound good as well. So what I basically did was put a crash cymbal, which is a brilliant sound to use for this stuff, because it kind of just really takes that space of the echoes and the space of the sound and crashes over it, so you don't actually hear that there's no tail coming from this part, because there's a crash cymbal kind of hiding it. Anyway, that's everything I've got to tell. Hope it was interesting enough. And see you next time. Bye bye.